All right, I'm just gonna yap a little bit. You guys know it's Friday, so I have shoutouts towards the end of this video today, timestamps in the description box. Um, but something that came to mind that I was thinking about after talking with my girlfriend is building my empire. I always say that Rome wasn't built in a day, it wasn't built in a month, it wasn't built in a year, it was built over time. And it's something that she reminded me of yesterday after I was done trading that these things take time. I've been in such a rut. And like I said in one of my previous videos this week, one of the questions I asked myself was, how come it took so long? But in reality, it's still taking a while. And that's okay. They say good food cooks slow. That's something that I've always said in my life. And same thing with building your own empire. My empire for myself is my family. I always say my mini family of three: my girlfriend, myself, and our little baby boy or rabbit. I don't have a son, but he is my son. Um, and then just seeing her playing with Bun Bun, that's his name, and running around the house, and him being super excited and jumping and running and being a part of that, being able to come home to my mini family to celebrate with them, to have a good anniversary with my girlfriend, even though I was sick, just to be in the comfort of my own home with them. It's so amazing, and that's what I'm striving for. That's what I'm building for. My mom, I also spoke to her last night, and a little bit of the opposite emotions, but she was on the phone with me and she was saying how she's been a little bit sad and depressed, and talking about like her and my dad's financial situation, how things aren't looking as good as they used to, and it's a bit of a struggle. My dad's working so hard and she's working hard too. And my mom also has a lot of health issues, just chronic things going on in her life. And I think about all of those things. I think about my brother who's working as a physical therapist, who's working so hard to save money as well in this economy. I mean, even though we're PTs, we're doctors of physical therapy, it's like our paycheck doesn't necessarily show it all the time. And I want to be able to provide for these people. I want to be able to say, hey, I got you. Don't worry. You don't need to stress anymore. You don't need to toll away so much. You don't need to try to save every single penny, just for the necessities. I got you. I can help you. But that in itself takes time, especially if you're trading. Trading is something that takes a long time to master. Even though I was profitable in my first year, that's not something that it's like, yeah, like you've got it. You've completely understood it. I mean, technically, I've been trading. If you really want to count the degenerate days and where I didn't even know exactly what trading was and just like buying random penny stocks, that happened since 2020. It's not. It's only until now where it's like, okay, I've actually dedicated myself to trading. I'm actually studying how to trade. I'm actually reading books on how to trade. I'm actually trying to formulate a plan, a strategy. That's been almost 6 years since COVID. So it takes a long time. I mean, even look at like Marcy Solfrain. She's the number, I consider her number one, but she's the number two futures trader in the world. And she said that in the recent Words of Wisdom podcast, she said that it took her 10 years for her to finally get it, for her to finally make that $50,000 that she saw in an ad saying, oh, make $50,000 from home. And it was about trading. That's insane. So, for those of us who are wanting to build our empire, for those of us who want to build something long lasting, building such a strong foundation that generation upon generation upon generation can stand on that for a very long time. This is going to take time. You cannot rush this process. You cannot say, oh, I'm going to make $100,000 this year when it's your first year trading. You cannot say, oh, it's going to come to me in 6 months. Like, You have no idea how long it's going to take you. You have no idea how long it will take for you to get your first payout, to pass your first account, to get your first $10,000 month, your first $100,000 year. You have no idea. It just takes time. It takes time. And I want people to be able to understand that in order to build your empire the way that you want it, it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of time. For most of us who are not geniuses, where trading doesn't come naturally to us, where we have to rewire our brains so much, it's going to take us a while. There are some people out there where they are profitable in their first 3 months. But I can guarantee you, for the people who are watching this video, maybe only one person, if that, can actually say, yeah, like I'm a savant, I'm a genius, I know what I'm doing trading. For myself, I know I am nowhere near that, and I'm doing the best that I can to not only get better at trading, but to also get better at improving my life, but also the lives around me, the people that are important to me. That's what I want to do. And part of that is building your empire through whatever means you think is best for you and your family. For myself, it was going to physical therapy school, getting my doctorate in physical therapy, being able to have a medical career that I can earn money from. But as I've grown, even before school, I've realized that I need another way to supplement my income, my girlfriend's income, my family's income, in order for us to fully sustain ourselves and be financially free, to build that empire. I'm not building my empire to show off. I'm not building my empire to flaunt, to flex, to show that I have this car, this house, this watch. For myself, I don't even subscribe to that. I don't even, it doesn't even register in my brain to do that. All I want to do is help people. I want to go back to Nigeria and help people. I want to go back to Tottenham and help my community there. I want to go back to my community in Florida and help people. I want to be able to provide. And I think that's what it means to me to build my empire. That's what it means to me to trade, to earn money through trading. I've been so fortunate about all of the payouts I've received. I've been able to use that to help pay bills. I remember when my car broke down last summer and my payout helped pay for, I think, about like over 50% of whatever I needed for my car. That's tangible. That's real. And I want us to be able to start thinking on a higher level when it comes to those things. I know most of the people that watch this channel, I've checked the analytics. Most of you guys are like 25 to 34. So you guys most likely understand where I'm coming from. You guys understand what I'm saying. There's a few 18 to 24. There's a few 45 to 55 as well. So I'm sure you guys understand too. But for a lot of us, we're in this point in our lives where it's like we can do so much for the people around us if we just lock in and we take this seriously and we do the best that we can to build our empire. And I really want that for myself. I really want that for you. I was just talking to Short Bus and he was saying how it's kind of like a team aspect when it comes to trading, when it comes to the trading community, but also the trading stoically community as well, where we all want each other to do well. And from the bottom of my heart, I want everyone to be successful. I know that it's not possible. But I know that if you're watching this channel and you're watching this video, that you can be one of those people that can be successful. I promise you. If you just put in the work, you work as hard as you can, you lock in, you stay focused, you stay disciplined, you follow your rules, you do everything that you need to, and your mind is in the right place to build your empire, you're going to get it done. You're going to get it done. So I just wanted to talk about that because, it was a contrast of emotions seeing like how my girlfriend and my little bunny boy was running around compared to what my mom was saying too. And it's one of those things where it's like even though they're kind of the opposite, they align in the sense that okay, this is my goal, this is what I want to do. And both of those things that happened both fit and align with what I want to do in order to help them. And I hope that you guys are on the same page too. All right, so let's go into shoutouts. We have quite a bit of shoutouts that we got for today. Um, I'm gonna pull some up on my phone because some of them were from YouTube and some of them were in our Discord. So first shouts out to RJ Palola. He got his first ever payout request on Topstep, so shouts out to you, RJ. Trav Dog said he's finally at the point that he's respecting his rules. So let's go, Trav. Nice job. Atomic Trader made $826 on a range day. LOL. So that's pretty hard to do, honestly. Ranges are hard. So shouts out to Atomic for that. Savvy Taco had a great trade, but it turned break even. But his confidence is returning in terms of how he's trading. So shouts out to Savvy Taco, man. Keep it going. Hopefully you had a good rest of your week. Kieran Jindosh, he's literally day one. Kieran's day one. He started this year on a losing streak, but now he's finally in his flow. So shouts out to Kieran, man. Hopefully you keep it up. Matthew or Wighoom86, I think that's his name. He said he failed 5 accounts last month, but is now doing well on his practice account, right? So scaling things back, taking things slow. And he's only had 2 red days so far this month. So shouts out to Matthew or Wighoom86. Um, a couple of these came up too. Super Marius and Reddit Towels. They both were kind of saying the same thing in terms of avoiding entering trades. So I want you guys to understand, and I was telling Reddit Towels this too in the comment section, that like what is the worst that can happen if you lose a trade? What is the worst that could happen if you're wrong? Like literally deep that. Think about that and really understand that losing is a part of the game. Losing happens. Don't be afraid. If it's your system, if it's your edge, if it's your setup, your model, whatever you want to call it, enter. That's it. Don't think about it. Just enter. Because part of trading is trying to get into that flow state to improve yourself to be able to make money. And if you're constantly hesitating, if you're constantly like, ooh, I don't know, then you're never going to make it. You might win some trades here and there, but you're going to hesitate so much to the point where it becomes paralysis by analysis. You're overanalyzing yourself too much and your trades so much that you're not even doing what you actually know is right. So don't be afraid. Um, Now let's go into the Discord. We also have I have a few shout outs. They're not the typical shout outs. Shouts out to everyone in the community helping each other. So first, I think it was Short Bus helping Large, Josh helping Eric as well. I really do appreciate you guys. Shouts out to Jimmy helping me for TradingView because I was saying that I want to start trading on my funded futures, but I was like, I don't know how to work the settings. So again, shouts out to you guys for helping each other. I really do appreciate you guys so much for that. Um, let's go into Centurion highlights. I don't know if I shouted these out from Josh, but Josh actually did end up passing his combine on his birthday. So shouts out to Josh for that. That's really awesome stuff, man. We had this really nice trade from Ronan. So Ronan, really good trade here. You can see how well it went for him. So it's really cool. Um, Ghost Trades had 2 really nice trades as well. So shouts out to Ghost here. These are his trades that he took. So nice trading, Ghost. And my boy G. I haven't seen G in a while. So G, my guy, passing his first, I think this is his first ever funded account he passed. My boy, my guy. Shouts out to G, man. So really happy for him and happy for everyone else too who's done well this week. If you haven't done well this week, trust me, I know I've been there before. Um, it's not easy, right? But keep going, because at some point it will click for you. It will click. So keep pushing, keep working hard. Use the weekend to back test. Do whatever you need to do, whether it's just meditation, relaxation, whatever the case may be. Do what you can. Come back strong. And we'll have a good week next week. All right, guys, let's get into the trade. So I have to be honest. It was a great trade I took, but I haven't really spoken about this in turn. Well, I have spoken about this. Multiple trades in a day. I took two trades, but one of the things that I'm still wrestling with, I've been listening to the Best Loser Wins, and it's the flexibility and the fluidity of Tom Hugard to switch his positions and be like, I was wrong here. I'm going to switch it up and go here instead. I've realized that doesn't work for me, and I still can't do that. However, one of the things that Tom talks about in his book is keeping his stop loss tight, and if it's too tight, he will re-enter. So one of the amendments, I guess you can call it amendments, amendations. I don't know if that's a word, but one of the amendments I've made to my rules is I am allowed to take a second trade if and only if one, my original thesis was not broken. Two, my stop loss was too tight. Three, I am going in the same direction that I took the original trade. That is it. You can see here in my um I'll do it on practice account. You can see here, normally you'll see that there is a reverse position button. I took that off a long time ago because when I was first trying to pass the combine, I would just click reverse position every single time I was wrong, and it did not help me. So I've taken that off for a while. However, I've always been tempted to put it back on because I'm like, ooh, maybe I can trade like Tom. No, I still cannot do that. I get too emotionally invested in my trades. In fact, I get lost because I'm like, well, if I'm switching direction, what was my original thesis? Was it actually broken? So today was one of those cases where I actually got stopped out. I could tell my stop loss was a bit tight. I re-entered and the trade ended up going well. So the chop is still there. The chop is still there. In fact, it's absolutely terrible. Let's go ahead and replay what happened. But the chop is still present and it's very, to be quite frank with you, disgusting. It is really terrible. So this is how we're looking coming into today. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I'm still sick, but I went to work today. I'll talk about that at the end. But we're bearish, clearly, right? This is where we opened. We come down, so we're always focusing on the current session trend, right? So we're bearish. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna wait to see if we can recover back up to VWAP, right? Because that's our area. We are at value area low, so I do expect a bounce. So what ends up happening here, this is the 758 candle, get the 759 candle, 8 o'clock, we end up going down. So I'm not even looking right now. I don't care. I think I was playing Pokemon. I can't even remember. But I'm waiting, right? I'm waiting for us to bounce. Boom, we bounced, right? And then after this, clear rejection of VWAP. Now, the volume isn't the best on this candle, but it's a full body engulfing candle. It's not engulfing the whole candle, but it's engulfing the body of this candle. So I like it. You'll see here, I actually waited a little bit until we started heading lower for me to take it, but of course it became a doji and a reversed. The thing that I love about my strategy, and I will be doing a strategy video at some point, is that my risk, at least initially, is always very small, right? So a question people might be asking is, well, how is your risk so small, but then your winning days can balloon up to like $1,700 or $600? And it's because I add to my winners. But if I'm wrong, then I just take the original loss. I usually only add if we're confirming in that direction. Now, there are times where I mess up and I add too early and I add too much. But I only added here. You can see only one contract has been added, right? It wasn't until we started going a little bit more that I'm like, okay, cool, we're rejecting VWAP again. We add, right? Here again, you can see we actually get stopped out here. So I added 3 contracts, get stopped out at 841. So we'll go back on replay so you guys can see. Really, it's for myself to see because I'm the one who watches my trade recaps. But you'll see here, we add again, we're rejecting VWAP again. We also have prior day value area low as a resistance level as well. Our initial stop loss is here, at 615.6. But what ends up happening here is we burst it up with this candle, not the best volume. We wicked, green candle, but then we burst up again. So at this point here on higher volume. So at this point here, I'm like, let me just stop out, you know? And that's when I realized too, after what happened there, we burst up again. You'll see, we burst up again. So I was like, oh, I was probably right to stop out. But then it started weighing on me. I'm like, my thesis has not been broken. I was only risking about $243. Vic, you should be able to take this. So I got stopped out for $175. I could have waited a little bit more, but I didn't. But then that's when I realized I'm like, Vic, let's just see what happens, right? So we reject again. I was like, ooh, I think I stopped out too early. So then you'll see here, I re-enter. When did I re-enter? Right here. So it was on this candle where I re-entered, where we rejected. We came back down. Thesis hasn't been broken. We're still on prior day value area low. We are still below current session value area high as well. You can tell it's a tight range between value area high and value area low of the current session. Sounds like I'm speaking gibberish for people who don't understand trading or understand volume profile. Um, but we're rejecting there. So I'm like, okay, like I can re-enter again, keep it small, keep it tight. We entered again with 3 contracts. So whenever I re-enter, my rule is now, because I amended it, we're still same risk. So up to $750, it doesn't matter if we lost initially, right? We lost initially because our stop loss was tight. Our thesis is still playing out, so we have to let it play out. We have to trade it like this is our first initial trade. So from there, we're slow. Oh my gosh, it was the most agonizing price action, right? Going up, down, all around, up, down, all around, up, down, all around. But then finally, we start breaking lower. My target, and like ultimately was 590. I didn't really think we would actually get there, but if we did, it would have been great. But you'll see here as we continue to go lower, right? Adding, right? We're consolidating. You can see these small candles here, right? And then boom, break down, high volume, boom, reverse hammer, one, two, add, right? I feel like I'm in a dance hall. So we're adding, and then we start taking some off because I know this market is quick to reverse, quick V recoveries, and there's no follow through. So even though Tom Hugard is like, keep holding, I'm like, no, Tom, you're wrong. I'm going to start taking some off, taking some off, taking some off. And then at this point here, you can see I took 5 off here instead of down here. Why is that? I'm risking. So at this point, I was risking about $100. I think it came out to like $80 to see if we can go down and get an extra 200. It didn't happen in my time frame. We did end up going lower, but then we bounced back higher, so I wasn't mad about it. And that's how we ended up with $600 on the day. So yeah, good trade overall. I really enjoyed the trade. It was a tough trade though. This market has been extremely difficult, guys. So I struggled last week and I'm still struggling even though I've won 3 days in a row now. It's still a struggle. It's not easy. This was the only free flowing day. This day almost was. That could have been $1,000 win. Even this day too was not free flowing, as you guys saw today as well. It has been difficult for sure. So keep your head up, keep going. It'll get easier. I promise you, it will. It has to stop. It has to stop. So don't worry about that, guys. Um, but yeah, that's it for this video today. I hope you guys have enjoyed another long video for myself. Jeez, keep making these long videos, but I really do hope that you guys relate to building your own empire. If you guys are still watching, let me know, what does your empire look like? What does it look like to you? For myself, it's having a nice home with my girlfriend, soon to be wife, our a little baby boy, but eventually having 3 kids because she wants 3 kids. I think they're all going to be girls. We have 2 names right now, Melanie and Violet. Jeez, I'm giving away so much information. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let me know what your empire looks like. What do you want to build? What is your foundation? I would love to know. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video today. I did go to work. I did say I was going to talk about that. I did go to work today. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I'm still sick, but I have Saturday off, thank God. Gonna watch Spurs versus West Ham. If we lose, Thomas Frank will be sacked. He has to be. I hope we win though. I want him to succeed. So I'm gonna enjoy this weekend filled with soccer or football. Um, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend too. Hopefully you guys are doing well, staying healthy. Hopefully you guys are trading well. And yeah, keep trading stoically.